Hello, hello, Evan here, and welcome back to the Sunny Side, a place to share our love of all things storytelling while having fun, interesting conversations that are sincere, engaging, and thought-provoking. Thank you so much for watching. Today, I wanted to share with you my review of the latest film, Sinners. This is the latest Ryan Coogler film, who directed Black Panther, Creed, among others, starring Michael B. Jordan, and it is a gangster vampire film that is just an incredible blast. If you want my opinion, you should stop watching my review right now and just go and see it completely blind. I promise you will love it. Now, for those of you who hopefully have seen it, or maybe those who just, want to get my opinion all the way through, that's fine. But I think some of the magic of this film is not really knowing what it's about and letting Ryan Coogler tell this story in 2.5 hours, and he just whisks you away in just perfect pacing with perfect character, perfect story. I mean, I honestly think this film is perfect. I don't really have any notes about things I would change. Let's just dive right into it. I want to talk about the big themes right up at the front. This is most of it's a gangster film, and it's a story about these two brothers, twins, who was in this small town, went to the big city of Chicago, worked with Al Capone, and now they're coming back at the end of Prohibition, and they want to, bring what they had in Chicago back here, but they're struck with the people that they left and the lives that are here before, the ex-wives and ex-lovers and family and friends, and having those conversations, a fellow musician who stayed here, Delroy Lindo versus, the other brothers. That's a really interesting conversation. Obviously, Wumi Musaka, as one of Michael B. Jordan's, ex-wives, lovers, and their story is super beautiful. But Ryan Coogler is telling this really interesting, beautiful, tragic story, but there's this propulsiveness to it. You know that there's this vampire thing coming at the first scene in the film, the kid with the scratch. Something's going to happen, or even if you've seen the trailers. And as it moves into that and gets into the music and the vampire and all like the really cool, interesting lore and emotions that Ryan Coogler is wanting to talk about, like he gets a lot of really interesting things that I really think are fun to talk about. The universality of music, how emotional and connective it is, how it's timeless, and how it is really this universal thing that brings everyone together, and good and evil, and all of this in this sort of pure emotional form. He understands the mythos of vampires, what makes them scary, what makes them alluring. He does some really cool stuff with vampires that make it unique, but also completely understandable. The performances are amazing. I mean, Delroy Lindo is hilarious. One of the best comedic performances I've seen in years. There's a scene halfway through this film that I think is up there with some of the best. Orson Welles, Spike Lee, Ryan Coogler, you got it, because honestly, it's incredible. The film was a total blast. I highly recommend it. 5 out of 5, appointment viewing. I'd love to see it up for Oscars. Thanks so much for watching.